Aftershocks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between our visitors and the San Francisco 49ers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, you look at our featured team here. It's a relatively balanced offense. The next-gen stats kind of bear that out. What do you think they'll be looking to do in this one?
I think it'll be exactly what you just talked about. They'll want to be balanced on offense, which means to them, they'll want everyone involved. See if they can get some one-on-ones in the passing game. Maybe identify some situations where they can swing the ball to the backs in space. Even find some spots where they just want to play some old-fashioned power football. And one of the most successful coaches in the league told us once, the definition of balanced offense, that means you can do what you want when you want to, not necessarily just running it 50% of the time and throwing it the same percentage.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
That's multiple times now. He's tagged them with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
And they'll use him out in the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Holding, offense.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
And this one's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Good strength, gets him a little extra and gets them some breathing room as he's tackled shy of the 10. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trick in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 43. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. But give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has. If he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Well, this is what you want to see from your rookie quarterback on an opening drive, Charles. He looks cool, he looks calm, he looks collected in marching them down the field.
And, Brandon, I just think the game continues to change and evolve because we're calling these guys rookies. But, they've thrown the football so much at a younger level now, way more so than what we saw when guys came into the league when you and I came through.
And also just the way, in particular to him, Charles, how he handles himself in meetings, just so professional, mature. It looks like he's been in the league 5 years.
Yeah, he cares about the game. He cares about his performance, and it's showing.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. from the 8. They've got it first and goal. He'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Here's second and 8. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. Back to throw. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. Fourth down. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their second drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. He was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush, because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
Free kick out of bounds.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now a handoff as they run left side. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. So, Charles, you look at this offense, what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
He'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team that had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And this offense on third down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They're going to look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
The lessons will continue. This rookie, he's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. So close to an NFL record, but denied by the crossbar.
And you have to feel bad for him, don't you? He squeezed every last inch out of that kick. Oh, I thought he had it, but you said it. He's denied by the cruel sound of the metal crossbar.
Now this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50, 1st and 10. They'll start out here with the option left. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Back to throw here. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This from 54 yards away. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a 5-point game. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, a rested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Now here's a handoff out of the gun. And some room to maneuver. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Aftershocks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shot along the way, too.
That's got to give him some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Second catch for him today on the way down for first down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left. He tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards the pickup there.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now they'll run on the draw. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Now back to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
But things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now they'll run on the draw. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
2 yards on the pickup.
Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. They'll look to throw here. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. And this is going to be intercepted. And the 49ers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. And the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. He's going to let it go again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They bring their punter out there now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. They're certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something. Being shut out right now, they could really use some momentum before they head into halftime. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
At the 19-yard line.
So we come upon halftime, and what's a 12-point game at the break. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll kick it off with a good one in the NFC West. L.A. heading north to take on Seattle. And it's the Seahawks who are out in front in the second quarter. The Seahawks trying to finish that one off and claim victory. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. The Saints don't want to fall into a deep hole this early. So a good win there ups their record to 3-4. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Lions locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. We'll move on now to check out the next-gen stats in that first half for our home team. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Niners, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. This fielded right at the goal line. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they rattle off a big one. 55 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Back to throw again. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. They'll look to throw on third and goal. Eluding the pressure right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
2nd and 9 now. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
It's now third down and 9 yards to go.
Forced out to his left. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to make it fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They'll start on the ground here on first. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. So potentially a turning point here in the third quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines, tackle him, second guy in, tackle the ball.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. And they struggled to get him running on the ground in the first half. And that's sort of continuing on the whole quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe it'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. A big loss there of about 7 yards on 1st and goal, so now it's 2nd down. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
2nd and long. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And not a good time for the sack on 2nd and goal. A loss of 6, and now it's 3rd down. So a great play there for this highly regarded linebacker making his first career sack.
And his versatility on display right there. Look, we've known him primarily as a tackler and a cover man, but he can go get the quarterback when the situation calls for it, as he just did right there.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Flush to his right. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And his kick is indeed good. And they're on the board now. It's 15-3. Well, they come through with 3 after forcing the turnover. But CD's second half, you're starting inside the red zone. Obviously, they would have liked 6 out of that.
Absolutely, because that's all you're thinking is how do you get it into the end zone? You want the field goal to be the last resort. In this case, they gave it a great try, but did have to settle for 3.
And he returns this to the 22. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
101 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now here's a throw that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
2nd and 5. Wide open receiver complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They moved it a combined 33 yards. Right back to him on 1st down. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then 1 play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 19-point game. So this drive spans 7 plays, and in the end it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. A handoff as they run the counter play. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 144 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Second and 4. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good. But when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
At their own 20-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles. All right, rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. And his guys are going to have the football back as the third quarter comes to an end. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. A run on first down, but it's not going to get them much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
1-yard gain brings up second and 9.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 15-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
They brought in a heavy set on third down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
The tackle made at the 12-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up second.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. This offense so far on third down, they've converted 5 times on their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25.
They'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
4th down, and they take to the air, which really isn't a major surprise. But how about the coverage? They're able to bat it down.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And room there to work it inside the 25. 160 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A gain of 4 that time as the drive will continue.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. A handoff as they run the counter play. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, Had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
They'll drop to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Incomplete from the contact. Brings up 2nd and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll look to throw again. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
A gain of 14. First down, Aftershocks.
This was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what football's all about. A true team game, and they got it done in this one.
So for our visitors, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll get another road date next week when they take on Washington. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they dropped just their second game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.